Hello viewer, welcome all of you to the Electric Neuron. I am Ghanshyam and I am here with taking another video lecture that is on the Gauss-Seidel method for calculating the Y-bus matrix. So in the previous lecture we have already discussed about how to calculate Y-bus matrix and its characteristic or the problem related to that Y-bus matrix. And today we are going to discuss about this Gauss-Seidel method. So let's see. The bus in the power system is defined as before going to our Gauss-Seidel method, let's know about our bus. So here the bus, what is bus? Bus is a network. That bus contain number of transmission line with number of load and number of feeder are connected to the one bus. So here frequency remain constant. Okay, I am already say that in the previous lecture. So let's see here. In the bus in a power system is defined as a vertical line at which the several component of the power system's line like generator, load and the feeder. Generator, this is your load, and the feeder and transmission line are interconnected to a single bus. So this is our bus, and the buses are in the power systems are associated with the four quantity. Like first is magnitude of voltage, that is denoted like that, and the phase angle of the voltage, that is denoted like that, del, or active power, that is P, and reactive power, that is Q. So before going to our bus, let's know about for the active power and reactive power. I have already told you that the active power is always in the positive nature, or at any instant it is always positive, but in case of the reactive power it is negative. I am writing here, this is your reactive power. Okay, so see here, at any instant it is always positive. See in this figure. So this is your sinusoidal wave of the current shown in the dot line, and like that the voltage will be shown in the deep dark line. Okay, and the power is the multiplication of voltage into current. Power is the multiplication of voltage into current. So see here, the power is multiply voltage into current, and the magnitude will be like this in the red color. So minus into this, plus into plus is plus, or here in this negative half cycle the current magnitude is minus and voltage magnitude also be minus. So minus into minus, that is equal to plus. So always the power is in positive direction. So at any instant of time it is always positive. Okay, like that. See here in the reactive power. So let me show you. This is your current curve. This is your current curve flow like this. I am showing here. See, this is your current curve in the yellow color, and in the green color, let's see, this is your voltage. Okay, so at any instant it is not always positive, because of this one is positive, another one is positive. So this is positive graph of power. Okay, at the end another instant it is negative and it is positive. Voltage is negative, voltage is positive, current is negative. So positive and negative multiply, then it will form negative sign. So our power will be negative. So I have concluded that in the reactive power the power is positive as well as negative. Okay, so see here, it does not change its direction. The active power does not change its direction, and the negative power indicated the power flowing from the load to source. Okay, and the active power is denoted as a P, and it is measured by the watt. Okay, and and see here, the reactive power, the negative power indicated the power flowing from the load to source, means from load side to source that is your negative power, negative reactive power, and the source to load, it is flowing by without doing any visual work, and it is denoted as a Q and measured in volt ampere reactive. So let's see the distinction between active and reactive power. So here one cannot be converted in another form. That means the active power cannot be converted to reactive form. Because why? Because of the active power is always in positive nature, and the reactive power is always, not always, at any time it shows a positive graph, and at any time it shows a negative graph. So they cannot be converted in each others. They are treated as a separate quantity. Both place burden in the transmission line. Why? Let's see. The active power produce heat and mechanical power and light, etc. And reactive power only represent power that oscillate back and forth, which is not useful in your power systems. So let's see the classification of buses. So buses, I have already told what is the buses, concept of buses I have already told. Okay, so let's see what are the type of buses. There are three type of buses. One is load buses, another one is slack buses, and another one is generator buses. So load bus and is also called as a PV bus, or sorry, the load bus is also called PQ bus. So the load buses is also denoted in PQ buses, or the slack buses is also denoted as a reference buses. Reference bus. And the generator bus, also known as the PV bus. Here in the load bus, the non quantity is P and Q. In the slack bus, the non quantity is voltage magnitude and phase angle. In the generator bus, the non quantity is active power and voltage magnitude. In the load bus, the unknown quantity are voltage magnitude and phase angle. In the slack bus, the unknown quantity are active power and reactive power. In the generator bus, the unknown quantity are reactive power and phase angle. So all things are I have mentioned here. So on this ongoing lecture, we are going to discuss all the buses and its characteristic and its admittance diagram with its current.